Hello, and welcome to King Pasha's Garage. Today, I'm showing you a tune in a car that I found from Craigslist from a kid who likes pizza and Doritos at the same time. Today, I'm looking at the all-wheel drive drift tune. It's an A800 Supra 2.0 GT by Toyota from 1992. Like I said, it's a A700, 700 horsepower, 700 foot-pounds of torque. It weighs just under 3,000 pounds on stock tires, drift suspension, and it's all-wheel drive. So let's get into this Craigslist build and show you what went on. So we'll start with the engine. The kid took out the old school engine and said, you know what, I want a V8 in there. So he put a 6.2 liter V8 in there and said, yes, now I got some muscle. And he made it all-wheel drive. That's what he wanted. I'm saying, okay. He threw some twin turbos, probably from Walmart, probably for $9.99 each, probably made of plastic, who knows. And then he decided, I don't want to put a wide body on there. It would just be like, look at that. Everybody's running a wide body today. You know what? I'm just going to leave mine stock as is. But then he went to AutoZone to the back. He saw all these body kits and he said, that's the one for me. So he bought that street front bumper. And he bought that spoiler. And he bought that also. And he put a Duluck on there as well. All for sale at AutoZone. Of course, he didn't stop there. As you can tell, those rims are totally different. Well, they're the same rim. Just one size is bigger than the other. But would you expect anything else from a 16-year-old kid? No, you would not. So he was running out of money, so he had to run stock tire compound. And stock width, 225s in the front. And he was able to squeeze out just enough pennies to get some bigger, fatter tires in the back. So you could say, oh yeah, this thing is drag tuned. And then he decided, I'm going to get me the heaviest rims possible and put them on here. So you got the Ashanti AF 134s. And he had just enough money after spending as much for the big rims in the back. So you got 17s in the front and a full 19s in the rear. And he couldn't, make them go like this. He could only afford that. But he was able to get the spacers to put into the back. He couldn't afford the spacers in the front, just the back. And of course, he's short on money, so he just left the stock transmission. With all that power, things are going to go wrong. And of course, he's using just a stock driveline, probably also made of plastic from AutoZone. But he was able to get a drift differential, so that's impressive. And more impressively, he got race brakes, unless he just painted them and probably, put some, name brand on there with whiteout and called it good. And then he dropped it all the way down and gave some drift springs. Couldn't afford any roll bars for the front or in the rear. Not even a roll cage. Oh dear, oh dear. At least he took out the seats, even though they're there. But even though he took out the seats and everything else that added weight, he saved 602 pounds. I like her. Probably the boombox. He did not get the K&N air filter. That would have really brought this up to 1,000 horsepower right there. But we got a race fuel system. But just stock ignition. He didn't know what to do with valves, so he didn't touch them. Nor the camshaft at all. He did buy a nice shiny aluminum muffler from AutoZone, so there's that. He didn't do much with displacement, nor pistons and compression. He did upgrade the turbo, so they're probably the 109.99 turbo from Walmart. So he did increase that. He probably got the race intercooler for sale and got the race oil and cooling for free for buying the intercooler. Of course, he didn't know anything about the flywheel. He didn't want to go underneath it, so he just left it stock and said, you know what, 700 horsepower. What could go wrong? So there's the Craigslist build from AutoZone. Love the place. Anyways, let's keep on moving forward. So his air pressure pumper was broken, so he did 55 and 55. And this is the gearing that he decided to stick with, and it works well. It's got a top speed of 155.5 miles per hour. It's got a semi-straight build, so he should have knew what he was doing. No anterior bars to look at, so we'll just move on. He tightened the springs, front and rear, and he dropped the car as low as he could go. The dampening, he decided to say, hey, let's make this thing as stiff as a tank. And that's what he did. There is no downforce. The wind just goes around every little piece of bodywork that he put on there. The braking, he just left stock. His stock Brembo, whatever manufacturer with whiteout is what was on there. And his differential, he probably pulled from a junkyard or whatnot. 76, 100, 97, 97. And he has 84% going to the rear. And that's the tune to this Craigslist buy. So let's take her out and see what she can do. She isn't bad. And in real life, I would have already blown the engine. Those Walmart turbos would not last. But since this is a video game, an arcade game, this thing is actually pretty darn good, to be honest. I absolutely love it. It will be great in online drift lobbies. I think you'll be alright. Even though the rims are offset from each other, it's quite a sight, but it works. And it's what I had to do to get this thing up to the power it is. And that third gear is great. And so is fourth, too. Take those out. We don't need them. Probably just made those guys who were drag racing just a little ticked off there, but I don't care. Look at that. First gear is just beautiful on this icky day. And that is the tune, the build, the share code for my 92 Supra 2.0 GT. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay sideways, my friends. And look at those pop-up headlights. They are gorgeous. It's a gorgeous car. I love it. And no offense to AutoZone or Harbor Freight or any of those other brands. They're all good stores. But yeah, until then, peace out and stay sideways.